if you prefer. That does it for CBS 2 News at 4:30. I'm Drew Griffin. Thanks for watching. The CBS 2 News at 5 with Harold Green and Gretchen Carr begins right now.
Drew, thank you for that. President Bush is getting ready to get a smallpox vaccination, but are Southern Californians willing to risk the side effects? We'll tell you what's planned for you and the vaccine.
Rain pounds Northern California. Is the Southland next? We're on Weather Watch.
A plan to get streetwalkers out of Southland neighborhoods could leave their customers on foot. We'll explain.
A giant tree causes big traffic troubles, but one driver is very lucky tonight.
And a massive recall involving popular bottled tea drinks. CBS 2 News at 5 begins right now.
You're watching Southern California's CBS 2 News at 5.
Scary. Scary.
One man speaks for many. Fear after the president comes out with a sweeping plan for smallpox vaccinations to fight bioterrorism. Good evening, I'm Gretchen Carr in for Laura Diaz.
I'm Harold Green. Our top story at 5. The commander-in-chief says that he will line up to get his smallpox vaccine right along with the troops. The government believes it's the best protection against a potential attack by enemies of the United States. But not everyone is convinced the vaccine is safe. We have team coverage of the story tonight, beginning with CBS 2 News reporter Glenn Walker in the newsroom with the president's plan for us. Glenn?
Harold, the Bush administration made it official today, and the first wave of vaccinations will be mandatory. Beginning in early January, 500,000 U.S. troops will receive the first smallpox vaccinations this country has seen in 30 years.
Americans and anyone who would think of harming Americans can be certain that this nation is ready to respond quickly and effectively to a smallpox emergency.
Rolling up their sleeves with the president to take a shot at the smallpox vaccine, the U.S. military, beginning with those serving in high-risk areas. He is also asking that emergency medical workers and response teams, our first line of defense against a homegrown attack, be inoculated as well.
Scary. Scary.
Some emergency workers are concerned about the risk. Officials say for every million shots given, 1 to 3 people could die of complications. A small number of others could suffer lifelong complications. But those numbers pale in comparison to the 30% death rate of those who contract smallpox, a highly contagious disease eradicated worldwide in 1980.
If it could help me help other people and do my job, then I'll definitely do it.
Now, the president says the vaccinations are precautionary, adding he would never ask the military to do anything he would not do himself. In the newsroom, Glenn Walker, CBS 2 News. Now back to Gretchen.
Thank you, Glenn. Here in Southern California, some people think smallpox immunization is a good idea, but a group of healthcare workers is giving the vaccination the cold shoulder. CBS 2 News reporter Laura McLaughlin continues our team coverage.
It's been more than 30 years since we've seen smallpox vaccine lines like these. That's because the disease was declared eradicated worldwide in 1980. But since more terrorist attacks are a real possibility, the concern surrounding the use of smallpox as a weapon is a growing concern.
The English used it against the American Revolution, against the Americans, right? So why wouldn't Al-Qaeda use it against us? Why wouldn't anybody use it against us? It's a great disease. It kills off a lot of people quickly. I don't want to be one of those people that die.
Warren Casey says he'd be willing to get the vaccine again if needed, but many others we spoke with weren't as convinced it's a good idea.
I'm not that interested in the vaccine just because of the side effects. I mean, aren't they pretty serious?
I think I'm very reluctant to get a smallpox vaccine.
So you're not going to be lining up?
No time soon.
A union which represents around 75,000 LA County health workers is also concerned about President Bush's plan. Although smallpox was a routine vaccination at one point in this country, they say things have changed.
There's whole segments of the population that are more vulnerable now than they were in 1972.
The Service Employees International Union wants Mr. Bush to offer free screening to everyone before they're vaccinated to make sure they don't have cancer, HIV, are pregnant, or have any other disease that could complicate the vaccination process. As for those who are already vaccinated,
do folks who had it before 72, do they still need it? We really don't know. Would it have a booster effect? We don't know that either.
And that information is enough to deter many, at least for now.
I mean, it's okay to have it available in case something, does happen. I think that's smart, but I don't feel that that we should run and get vaccinated and take a risk of, your health.
Laura McLaughlin, CBS 2 News.
A 13-year-old girl is dead tonight after being run over by a construction truck right in the middle of a crosswalk. Police say Antron had stepped off the curb across Durfee Elementary School in El Monte this morning. Then a dump truck loaded with gravel hit her. Police say there was no crossing guard, and the truck driver says he never saw the little girl.
It was just a horrible situation, especially this time of year, just devastating the whole community and the school.
The school says now it will have a crossing guard on Monday while police continue to investigate.
Prosecutors want 3 high school students accused of raping a UCLA co-ed to be tried as adults. The student was allegedly raped in her dorm room on the campus of UCLA last week, but details are now being made public. 2 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old from Carson High School allegedly raped the young woman. The teens had been on a field trip to the campus. The incident shocked students and parents alike.
I come to school every day not knowing that there's some sick guys doing that here, you know, and
can't trust anybody anymore. And it's sad that these kids here or any other high school are doing such horrible things.
Police think someone may have let the teens into the dorm. The halls are locked and residents are issued ID cards to get in and out of the buildings. One teen is also being charged with an additional count of sexual battery from another attack on a second student. All 3 teens are due in court for a hearing December 26th.
Get out your rain boots and umbrellas. You're going to need them. The rain that caused all this havoc in San Francisco this morning is heading our way. Got real dark up in the northern part of the state. A winter storm front showered the Bay Area, causing some highway and street flooding. Crews were out before the sun was to unclog the intersection where 101 and the Interstate 280 get together. This is just the beginning. Now, they tell us the satellite images are showing us a monster storm heading our way. Let's get right over to Byron Miranda to figure out what's happening this weekend and perhaps to shed some light on this story.
Harold, when I come back in a little bit, we're going to talk about a couple of things. But let me tell you right now that it is clear outside. We're going to take a look at LAX, and you see that it is dry. That is not what's going to happen over the next 48 hours. You were talking about the rain in Northern California. Yeah, that frontal system that brought rain there and put everything in the dark is going to do it here. When is it going to rain? When I come back, I'll give you the forecast. I'll let you know which day of the weekend is the pick day of the weekend. Harold, as well as Gretchen, back to you guys.
All right, snow is falling in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Time to break out the snowboards and the skis. We'll take you live to Blue Canyon, where folks are gearing up for a big ski weekend just a little bit later in this newscast.
Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott apologized once again today to apologize in depth for remarks he made at a birthday party for retiring Senator Strom Thurmond, remarks that appeared to support racial segregation.
My choice of words were totally unacceptable and insensitive, and I apologize for that. Let me make clear, though, in celebrating his life, I didn't mean in any way to suggest that his views of over 50 years ago on segregation were justified or right. It was wrong and immoral then, and it is now.
Lott pointed out that Senator Thurmond himself changed his mind and decided segregation was wrong, but the apology is still not enough for Lott's critics.
Trent Lott has said that his expressions were lighthearted and he got caught up in the moment. And I wonder, was he brain dead? What it indicates to me is that he lacks the sensibility to know that his words would be very offensive to the people who look like us.
Some are calling for Lott to step down as Senate Majority Leader, but he says he will not quit for being something he is not, a racist.
Well, now to the latest in the showdown with Saddam Hussein. UN inspectors today were delayed for hours at a facility in Baghdad. Inspectors arrived at a communicable disease control center, but were stuck waiting for 2 hours. Friday's a Muslim holy day, and the center was deserted. UN officials then had to get on a hotline to hire local authorities to resolve the problem. Only then inspectors could go inside to do their work. But both sides downplayed the stall today.
No, it's a newly declared site, and we want to be very sure what the tagging procedure is.
Inspectors did not say what they found. Meanwhile, back in Washington, officials reviewing Iraq's weapons declaration called it woefully short on facts. They say it doesn't explain purchases of uranium and other items tied to Iraq's nuclear program. Breaking news in Altadena, rescue crews looking for 2 people alongside a hillside. Let's go live to Aaron Fitzgerald in News Chopper 2. Aaron?
Well, you're looking at the command post here in Altadena. This is the intersection of Lake and Alta Loma.
This is about where the development stops and the wildland leading into the Angeles National Forest begins. Now, up these roads, there are county firefighters who have fanned out in Las Flores Canyon trying to locate a possible victim. We understand that there was a report from a hiker that came down saying that she saw someone unconscious up in the hills on one of these steep trails and possibly even dead. But the county fire department, despite the fact that they have dozens of firefighters here and helicopters and even a urban search and rescue team on scene, they have not yet located a victim. The helicopter has actually left the scene to go get fuel and will return to continue the search in the dark, but no victim yet. The reporting person is trying to lead the firefighters into where they believe they saw that person, but no luck yet. The search continues. Reporting live from Altadena, I'm Aaron Fitzgerald, aboard News Chopper 2.
All right, Aaron, thank you for that. Straight ahead for us, we are live in Rome, where Boston's Cardinal Law has resigned in the wake of the church abuse scandal.
Plus, we'll show you the new plan to stop prostitution in Los Angeles, find out why it could leave others walking the streets.
And let it snow. It is now falling in the Sierra. We'll take you there live.
And a Hollywood star right in the middle of Baghdad. We'll tell you why Sean Penn is in Saddam's homeland.
And a Motown diva gets in the holiday spirit. We'll show you why she opened up her home today.
You're watching Harold Green and Laura Diaz on CBS 2 News.
Let's party! Planning a party? Smart & Final has a great selection of restaurant-quality food and appetizers and a wide variety of desserts, all at low warehouse prices. So get smart. Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Are leaders born, or do they rise out of adversity? At AIG, we believe the greatest risk is not taking one.
Cool! It's good to do things yourself, but you ought to do your homework first. Same thing with the stock market. That's why TD Waterhouse gives you easy access to all the research you need, all in one place. Because you've got to learn before you can earn.
TD Waterhouse, you're in control.
Catch the NFL Game of the Week and all the game highlights on Sports Central this weekend on CBS 2. Brought to you in part by Carl's Jr. and the Southern California Dodge Dealers.
Shake up the holidays and unwrap something special from Chevy. Just announced. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on 2003 Chevy SUVs. Or get $3,000 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy pickup. Make your money count while there's still time. Hurry, this cashback offer ends January 2nd. See your Southern California Chevrolet dealer.
Smart & Final's cooked up some great deals.
Buy any 12 bottles of wine and save an extra 15%. Like Kendall Jackson Chardonnay, just $7.64.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Cardinal Bernard Law has resigned. Law headed the Boston Archdiocese and is a central figure in the sex scandals and cover-ups that rocked the Catholic Church in America. CBS reporter Michelle Gillen joins us now live from Rome with the latest now. Michelle?
Indeed, with the eyes of the Catholic Church across America and parishioners in the United States clearly focused here on the Vatican, a stunning announcement from here today. The Pope delivering a message to the Archbishop of Boston, but this is a directive with signals to more than one man. The meeting between the two men appears warm, but the result, a cold reality. It was time for Bernard Cardinal Law to go. And in Rome today, the Pope accepted his resignation. The embattled Archbishop of Boston had attempted to resign months ago over his handling of the church sex scandal, a resignation that John Paul II refused. Back then, the Holy Father wanted to express faith in the cardinal. As more allegations of cover-ups by Law surfaced, that clearly changed.
I think
he accepted the resignation simply because he saw that it was in the best interest of the church and probably in the best interest of Cardinal Law.
In his resignation statement, Cardinal Law, who again begged for forgiveness, said it is his fervent prayer that this action bring about healing, reconciliation, and unity within the church in Boston. But church insiders suggest its ramification will be felt nationwide. Visitors to St. Peter's today welcomed the Pope's acceptance of the resignation, but said it was painfully long overdue.
I think he definitely should have resigned. I think what he did was really wrong.
It's reprehensible and a blot and a shame on the church.
And now the search for a permanent successor begins. But at issue tonight is not just who that might be, but whether or not the decision to remove Law might indeed restore confidence in this church and ultimately close a very painful chapter, at least one painful chapter in its history. Michelle Gillen in Rome, KCBS, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you for the live satellite report. Locally, LA's Cardinal Roger Mahoney prays that Boston's new leadership will guide that archdiocese forward. He says, quote, Cardinal Law's resignation gives us pause to reflect upon the extraordinarily difficult and painful year 2002 has been for all the Catholic faithful across the nation. Cardinal Mahoney says his archdiocese deals effectively with sex abuse crimes. About 30 current and former priests are now under investigation.
Coming up for us, a first grader molested on an LA elementary school playground. The age of her alleged attackers will shock you. That story at 6.
But first, Robert Blake is being forced to speak. Why a judge has ordered him to talk to an attorney.
A winter storm hits the Sierra, creating some scary conditions for drivers. I'm Erin McAllister. I'll have that story coming up.
For a limited time, you can get 30% off your next trip on Amtrak. That's 30% off your ticket to kick back and connect with what really matters. And get an extra 5% off when you book online at www.amtrak.com. So book today.
It's the final weekend to buy furniture at Levitt's and get guaranteed holiday delivery. And this weekend, you'll love the savings. Levitt's has your...
We interrupt Levitt's season for savings sale with something even better. Sale prices will continue throughout the store. Plus, for this weekend only, pay nothing until May 2004. No down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest. That's low sale prices, holiday delivery, and no payments till May 2004. This weekend at Levitt's.
The symptoms started when I was younger. Cramps, bloating, constipation. I didn't know what caused it. Over the years, it got worse. Now I have a diagnosis, IBS. I have my own business, so missing work is a problem. But lately, I'm having trouble functioning.
If you've been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, call 888-STUDY-GI to learn about a research study testing an investigational IBS medication.
I called and pre-qualified for the study.
I'm one of the flying angels here in the glory of Christmas. Come, share the experience.
Rediscover the true meaning of Christmas. Let the glory of Christmas at the Crystal Cathedral surround you with the spiritual wonder of this holy season. Join the millions who have witnessed this incredible performance and have been touched by a heavenly hand. The Glory of Christmas now through December 30th. For tickets, call 714-54-GLORY.
The double chili burger from Carl's Jr. If you don't want chili fries with it, too bad. You get them anyway. The Carl's new double chili burger. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Early on, we told you about that storm in Northern California. Well, it is producing heavy snowfall in the Sierra, and it's bringing a mix of fun and trouble. CBS 2 News reporter Erin McAllister is live in Blue Canyon in Placer County. And Erin, I guess you got the short straw today having to work in that weather.
I really did. Boy, is it cold out here and the snow is dumping. Actually, where we're at, about the 5,000-foot level, pretty much all we're seeing is nothing but rain. But further up the mountain, a completely different story.
Oh, once you get up here, it's worth it. Got all this fresh powder and...
Joe Hedges has been waiting for snow like this. He says he was so excited to get his snowboard up here. The icy roads didn't deter him at all.
It's all right. seen much worse than this, so.
And for an unlucky few, the snow can be scary. As you can see, firefighters working hard to get a trapped woman outside of an overturned SUV alongside the highway. The woman was pulled out and is expected to be okay, but it was a scary sight for the drivers behind her.
And it looked like he caught a block of a piece of ice, and the car did 180 and then hit the side and it did 2.5 turns.
A story we keep hearing.
I was lucky I didn't hit that reflector pole or the semi next to me. It's really scary.
Emergency crews quickly found themselves trying to keep up with all the spinouts. As one truck was being pulled out of the snow, another car seemed to find itself in the same situation.
Slow way down. That's all we can advise. So what causes most of these is people going way too fast for the conditions.
A situation that's expected to just get worse this weekend as skiers and snowboarders head up for the fresh powder. The wind will be picking up, possibly creating blizzard-like conditions. To Joe Hedges, it's no problem.
Oh yeah, all the better up here.
So far, we've had more than a foot of snow, and by the time this storm is finally over, 4 to 8 more feet of snow is expected to dump. So if you are planning a trip to the Sierras over the next few days, don't forget your chains. Reporting live, I'm Erin McAllister. Back to you, Harold and Gretchen, in the very warm studio.
Oh, we feel so badly. Thank you, Erin. Well, I seem to be the only one on this set who is cheering that snow.
Not us.
You bet that. You got that right,
Come on, you
boss.
guys.
No.
I'll teach
We're
you to
desert
ski.
guys.
That's right. Desert and the beach, right?
You got it.
All right. We will see some rain, though, and maybe even some snow down the road, but really no snow in the forecast here in the mountains, at least until Tuesday. Right now, we're going to show you the high for today. We're going to look at Hollywood. What building is that right there that we're looking at?
That is one of the buildings on Hollywood Boulevard,
Thank you.
across from the theater that's showing The Lion King, across from the theater there. Pantages, yeah.
You're a well.
It's called the Taft Building, I
The
believe.
Taft Building. Very good, Harold. Thank you very much. 68 was the high today. 47 was the low. That's the Taft Building. So says Harold. Let's move on now and show you the temperatures across the Southland. We're in the 60s, low 60s from Long Beach through downtown LA up to Santa Monica. If you're in Burbank, Encino, Sherman Oaks, 64, 63 degrees. 64 in Ontario and 64 in Riverside. Along the coast, I said that Harold and I are beach people. It's 59 in Malibu, 60 at Oxnard. Did I get Santa Monica in there? 61 degrees. So not too cool right now, and the temperature should remain relatively constant because all of this moisture in the form of clouds are headed our way. Clouds are over our area, more clouds in the forecast, and there is a chance of some pretty good rain late tomorrow night. High pressure goes bye-bye, and then this frontal system approaches. The same one that's bringing the snow and the rain up north is heading our way Saturday into Sunday. Your highs tomorrow will be a little bit cooler than today because of the cloud cover. 67 in Burbank, 66 in downtown LA. How about 64 in Malibu? Up in Lancaster, I forgot you last hour, I'm sorry. 64 degrees there. Santa Clarita and all those areas in the low to mid 60s. 69 San Bernardino, 66 Santa Ana, 67 Pasadena. Rain will come in late Saturday into Sunday morning, clearing out Sunday afternoon, and then a chance for more rain Monday and Tuesday. To recap your temperatures, 66 on Saturday. If you're in the valleys, mid to upper 60s. Or at the beaches, low to mid 60s. Many weather watchers, guys, we could use their help. Please go to CBS2.com. Log on and hit the mini weather watcher thing on the computer, and it will tell you how you can get your kids ages between 5 and 11 on Channel 2. Happy Friday.
Good deal. And if that isn't the Taft Building, it might be the Kennedy or Nixon Building.
Yeah.
It's one of the presidents.
That's funny.
Since he's making things up now.
Okay, guys.
I believe it is the Taft Building. A mystery for police tonight. A security guard goes missing. Some say he was kidnapped. We'll tell you why.
And a tree causes trouble in Beverly Hills. It was a close call for one driver.
Don't tell me you couldn't use a little extra help with all those wedding arrangements.
And David Sheehan's exclusive exchange with Jack Nicholson. It's all about Schmidt.
But first, a check on today's market numbers.
Let's party!
Smart & Final makes planning a party a piece of cake. You'll find an incredible selection of restaurant-quality food, beverages, and wines, all at low warehouse prices.
So get smart.
Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
You can make the holidays sparkle for a less fortunate child or teen in your community.
Share the spirit of the season through the Chips for Kids toy drive.
It's simple. Take a new unwrapped toy to one of these locations and help KCAL 9 and CBS 2 bring some holiday cheer this year.
Attention homeowners, mortgage interest rates have changed.
If you still haven't refinanced your old higher interest mortgage to a new lower fixed rate, or if you want to cash out some equity, now may be a great time to lock in a new low fixed rate from Ditech.com. Don't wait for mortgage rates to go up again. Refinance now while Ditech's rates are still low. Call 1-800-716 or log on to Ditech.com right now. Ditech.com, your mortgage solution delivered.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's full line of SUVs. Now you can lease a smooth-riding 03 Highlander with nothing due at lease signing. That's right, put nothing down. Zip, zilch, zero. And then pay only $309 per month for 39 months on the comfortable and refined 2003 Highlander. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it.
It's the holidays at Armstrong Garden Centers. From the beautiful wreath on the door to the garland on the staircase, festive boughs on the table, florist quality poinsettias that last and last and last. The nursery fresh Christmas trees or the fragrance of pine fresh garlands and wreaths. All at Armstrong Garden Centers. Happy holidays, happy memories.
Smart & Final's cooked up some great deals.
Like Stouffer's lasagna serves 12, only $7.99. And a disposable party pack shaper set, just $8.99.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
An electrical problem may be the cause of this spectacular overnight fire in Whittier. It erupted about 5 this morning in a strip mall on Leffingwell Road. One business was gutted, 2 others heavily damaged. Some 50 firefighters battled the 2-alarm blaze and had it out in about an hour. No one was hurt, but damage is estimated at $1.5 million. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is assisting in the investigation.
A woman's SUV may have saved her life today in Beverly Hills. Here's why. Take a look at this monster eucalyptus tree. Somewhere underneath all those branches is a 2000 model Infiniti QX4. The driver was about to go through the intersection of Beverly and Coldwater Canyon when that giant tree fell over. She wasn't hurt. Experts tell us that eucalyptus trees are known for their wide, shallow roots.
Go ahead. The popular Sobe tea drinks are being recalled. The soft drink beverage company is pulling thousands of cases of green tea and energy drinks. Traces of a substance found in cold medicines have been found in the drinks. They were sold mainly at Southland convenience stores. For more details, log on to our website, www.cbs2.com.
And thanks to our viewers who have called in to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. That wasn't the Taft building.
You were making things up. I knew it.
We'll clear that up. Also, a plan to clear up the streets right here in Los Angeles could cost some people their cars.
I'm Linda Breakstone. If you solicit a prostitute, the LAPD might sell your car. I'll have the story coming up.
And no more silence from Robert Blake. A judge orders him to speak to a Southland lawyer. We'll tell you why.
And a Motown legend opens her home and her heart. You'll see it right here on CBS 2 News.